This is Soldier's Joy, the first piece I ever learned to play.
Being raised with the old music was a lot of fun, but it had its hang-ups also. Because, I remember I was real young, real small, and in elementary school, and we all went down the hall to music. Right, la, gonna have a good time, right? It's music class, it's fun, fat chance. And I mean fat, because in comes the music teacher. 800 pounds of ugly fat, with fangs that oozed a corrosive, poison. Had calluses on her knuckles, and where they, you dragged along the ground, it's awful looking. She opens up the door of the classroom and she throws it away. She walks in and says, "All right, it's music time, and you're all gonna have fun, and if you don't, I'll cut your ears off." And you knew she would, because all around the edge of the room were these ears. Nailed up there, old shriveled ears from last year. Fresh bleeding ears from an hour before. Oh, God. But she sits down there at the piano, and she begins to play this song with these incredible sappy words. And I began laughing, right? She comes to a crashing halt, says, "Mr. Bethancourt, what's so funny?" I says, "Well, I'm real small, right? You got the wrong words, teacher." Heresy. And heretic in her music. "Well, you just march right down here and you sing us the right words." Well, I didn't know any better, so I did. Now you ought to see my Cindy, she comes from way down south. Her hair it curls so very tight, she cannot shut her mouth. Get along home, get along home. I was okay with that verse. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you sometime. Now Cindy got religion, and what do you think she done? She walked up to the preacher and she chawed her chewing a gum. Get along home, no class, get along home. Get along home, Cindy, I'll marry you sometime. Now the teacher is, just smiling and saying, "Oh, how wonderful. Oh, these are our new words for this wonderful little song." Now Cindy bought a bicycle, she rode it very well. She ran into a great big rock and knocked it all to pieces. Get along home, get along home. The teacher kind of winced. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you sometime. But then I began to become up to my eyeballs in alligators. Now Cindy lived in London and Cindy lived in France. Cindy said, "Oh glory," when I got into her, get along home, get along home. The teacher went, "Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you sometime." Now Cindy is my darling, and Cindy is my dear. She eats bananas sideways. Think about it, and can wiggle both her ears. Get along home. Now the teacher didn't really comprehend that one, so I was safe. Get along home. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you sometime. But the one that got me in the worst hot tub water that I've ever been in my life was this one. Now Cindy bought a chicken and Cindy bought a duck. She put them on the table to see if they would fight. Get along home. Get along home. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you sometime. She had a heart attack, about that point. And I rubbed it in. Cindy bought a rifle and Cindy bought a gun. Cindy shot the teacher just to have some fun. Get along home. Class cheered. Get along home. She called the principal. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you sometime. Now Cindy got religion. She'd had it once before. But when she heard this banjo, she the first one on the floor. Get along. That's not what I meant. Get along home. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you sometime. But peaches in the summertime and apples in the fall. If I can't get my Cindy, well, I might not get any at all. Get along home. Get along home. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you sometime. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. Get along home. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you sometime.
Drank lonesome water, I was a child then. Up in the willow brake, hunting for a sign. Came on a place where the rocks was made hollow, and the water beneath me rippled and rhymed. Now it wasn't tame water, no good a minute. Must have been lying there since winter went home, lying in the place where the rocks was made hollow, lying in the shadow of the cool marble stone. I drank lonesome water, no enemy. Should have done better, Lord, I should have been more wise. But I knelt down and drank of it slowly and freely, near the overhanging cliffs, with ferns in my eyes. cure you of aches and of chill. But I'm never gonna leave here, never get alone. I drank lonesome water. I'm bound to these hills. I'm bound to these hills. And I can't get away. There we go. Now this is probably the sort of instrument that was heard by Mr. Thomas Jefferson. There's one in the middle and I can't dance Josie, one in the middle and I can't get around, one in the middle and I can't dance Josie, hello Susan Brown. Two in the middle and I can't dance Josie, two in the middle and I can't get around, two in the middle and I can't dance Josie, hello Susan Brown. Well, railroad, steamboat, river and canal, I lost my true love on that raging canal, and she's gone, 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 she's gone to come no more, she's gone for to stay on that raging canal. It's primitive, but it works. Now the fiddle in the middle and I can't dance Josie, fiddle in the middle and I can't get around, fiddle in the middle and I can't dance Josie, hello Susan Brown. Railroad, steamboat, river and canal, I lost my true love on that raging canal, and she's gone, 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 she's gone to come no more, she's gone for to stay on that raging canal. But sometime about the year 1836 or so, and there's an argument about this, okay? Somebody, and we think it was a guy named of Sweeney, Joe Sweeney, had the idea of, let's put one extra string on the banjo. Only let's hang it halfway up the neck, so that it's shorter, which means it's higher pitched. So that when you hit it, your thumb will kind of hop off of that high string, and that's what gave the banjo its real characteristic sound. That's what made it the real banjo. And just this morning, it arrived. We got a modern reproduction of the old original banjos. This is exactly the same. And you can see that there's this little peg halfway up the neck here. There we go. Now these older banjos have a real characteristic sound to them. You can hear that high string in there? That real characteristic soft sound is because, A, the heads are very loose on them and are made of skin, and the strings are made of catgut, which is hard on the cats. Of course, if you have banjos around the house and cats, you can always make positive that all of your cats are behaving, see, because you can say, I need more banjo strings here. Boy, you can't find a cat for days if you do that. Now, the other S back to these early banjos is that they don't have any frets. What's frets, I hear you ask? Frets are those marker lines right along the neck. You can probably notice them on the banjos over here, which are raised markers which help you put your fingers in the right spot. Way back then, they believed the real banjo players didn't use frets. Of course, you can slide real good with these. Now old Uncle Peter, he got tight, started up to heaven on a stormy night. Road being rough, him not well, lost his way, and he went to hop along, Peter, where you going? Hop along, Peter, where you going? Hop along, Peter, won't you bear in mind, I ain't coming back to the gooseberry time. Now old Mother Hubbard and her dog was Dutch, three-legged rooster and a hobbled on a crutch. Goose and the monk sitting on the pumpkin vine, me and the dog drunk an elderberry wine. Hop along, Peter, where you going? Hop along, Peter, where you going? Hop along, Peter, won't you bear in mind, I ain't coming back to the gooseberry time. Playing 7-Up, me and the rooster and the little yellow pup. Old Mother Hubbard just picking out the fleas, rooster in the cream jar up to his knees. Hop along, Peter, where you going? Hop along, Peter, where you going? Hop along, Peter, won't you bear in mind, I ain't coming back to the gooseberry time. No, I ain't coming back to the gooseberry time. That's the old-fashioned ones. Of course, over the years, the banjo really has changed a lot. The first commercially successful banjos in America were made by a man named Henry C. Dobson, and he made banjos. They're big and old heavy things. And once again, no frets and a catgut strings. Of course, from now on, I use nylon on these older banjos because it's easier on the cats. Of course, it's harder on the nylons, but it's... Of course, unrolling them off the ladies' legs is a hell of a lot of fun, so I can't complain about that part. But, you know, one of the, the absolute wonderful aspects of folk music is that it evolves over the years. And so you can hear some rather interesting little songs that that have apparently, well, they aren't really quite what they used to be. Because you can just kind of heave in words, very, very slight alterations that'll make it just a little more contemporary. Now things are getting better, so the politicians say. Oh, sure, they're getting better as they take our money away. Oh, Congress is in session, better hunt yourself a hole, 'cause your life and property sure ain't safe when they call the voting roll. By the way, I haven't altered any of the words yet. This is 1880s song. Too late to pray when the devil comes, too late once you're there. Say, buddy, I think I see some horns coming up through your hair, coming up through your hair. Now, poor man writes a hot check, he's locked up as I sing. A senator writes a rubber check and nobody says a thing. Oh, the taxes here and the taxes there, and they call for tax relief. A poor man goes to prison and we elect ourselves a thief. Too late to pray when the devil comes, too late once you're there. Say, buddy, I think I see some horns coming up through your hair, coming up through your hair. Well, they swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, so they say. And now old Deacon Seeney's trying to take our guns away. Oh, the devil's in the bedroom, and the devil's in the hall, and the devil's up on internet, and he's having himself a ball. What? You know who has an internet account by who laughs at that one. Too late to play when the devil comes, too late once you're there. Say, buddy, I think I see some horns coming up through your hair, coming up through your hair. 'Cause the devil's in the bedroom, and the devil's in the hall, and the devil's down in Washington, and he's having himself a ball. Too late to pray when the devil comes, too late once you're there. Say, buddy, I think I see some horns coming up through your hair, coming up through your hair. I was asked for this one here, which is perhaps the only excuse for it. Of late, I've been writing songs and becoming weird and well, becoming weirder, I suppose. But now I like to punch holes in pieces of paper at 1,000 yards or so. Me and my 30-06 have a good time. That's where I like to go. I don't care for fishing, and I don't drink at all, nor camping far out in the sticks. I just like to punch holes in pieces of paper, me and my 30-06. Iron sights, too. Now, I'm not a redneck, I wear my hair long, and I've got a college degree. I like to read books, and I don't beat my wife, and I protect the ecology. I'm not a right-wing militia fanatic, but I do like to get my kicks punching small holes in pieces of paper, me and my 30-06. Now I've never shot anyone, nor has my gun. And I try to be good every day. I don't understand why I have to be punished by taking my firearms away. Am I some kind of rabid, unspeakable beast? 'Cause my favorite relaxing trick is punching small holes in pieces of paper. Me and my 30-06. So please, Mr. Congressman, listen to me as you sit 'neath the Capitol dome. 'Cause I'm just one guy of, well, a couple 100 million, sitting back here at home. Now I'm no one important, and I'm not very rich, but I vote on election day's mix. Punching small holes in pieces of paper. Me and my 30-06. That was by request. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, a-traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, there's no toil nor danger in that bright world to which I go. My father lived and died a farmer, a reaping less than he did sow. Now I follow in his footsteps, knowing less than he did know. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm going there just over Jordan. I'm going there to my new home. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, a-traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, there's no toil nor danger in that bright world to which I go. Now, banjos have a tendency to be just a little loud, okay? And a really good banjo, well, it comes close to overpowering a bagpipe, okay? 3 falls out of 5, it'll do it. So, in the 1880s, 1890s, they thought, we really need an instrument that we can rehearse with in our home and not to wake up the cat. So what we have here is an instrument called the mandolin banjo, which is a banjarine neck on a mandolin body. No sound whatsoever. Actually, it has. Oh, hard is the fortune of all womankind. They're always controlled, they're always confined, controlled by their parents until they are wise. Then slaves to their husbands the rest of their lives. I once knew a girl, her story was sad. She always was courted by the Wagoner's lad. He courted her truly by night and by day. Now his wagons are loaded, he's pulling away. Your parents don't like me, they say I'm too poor. They say I'm not worthy to enter your door. I work for my living, my money's my own. Them what don't like me better leave me alone. My horses ain't hungry, they won't eat your hay. So sit down here by me for as long as you stay. My wagons are loaded, my whip's in my hand. So fare you well, darling, no longer to stand. But hard is the fortune of all womankind. They're always controlled, they're always confined, controlled by their parents until they are wise. Then slaves to their husbands the rest of their lives.
Anyhow, there was this old song that, well, I was raised mostly in North Carolina, which is reasonably obvious, you know, the instant I opened my mouth. Oh yeah, it has North Carolina right across here. But there's this old murder ballad up there that everybody knew and everybody sang. And we really didn't think a lot of it, you know, just another murder ballad, I mean, gee. But all of a sudden, there it was on the radio, a hit song. 3 California Yankees were making money off our song, which was cool. We didn't mind them making money, but they were probably also, you know, getting laid, and that part hurt. But they had, you know, I changed the words around, you know, and really fancied it up a lot. But the long and short of it is that these here are the original words that I learned, and you may even recognize it, who knows. Tom Dula, hang down your head and cry. Kill poor Lori Foster, know you're bound to die. Met her on the mountain, there I took her life. Up there on the mountain, stabbed her with my knife. This time tomorrow, reckon where I'll be. Hadn't been for Sheriff Grayson, I'd made it to Tennessee. Hand me down my banjo, I pick it on my knee. This time tomorrow, gonna be no use to me. The limb being oak, the rope being strong. Hang down your head, Tom Dula, time ain't going to be long. Hang down your head, Tom Dula, hang down your head and cry. Kill poor Lori Foster, you know you're bound to die. Fine old murder ballad's what that is. This here is a reasonable example of a modern banjo with all of the fancy attachments on it and everything. It even has hot water if you want to. It's great. But the banjo I have learned on was a little bit older because, well, I was about 9 years old at the time. I was listening at my grandfather fiddling. I says, "Ooh, I gotta learn how to do that." And I says, "Hey, Granddad, can I learn how to do that?" He says, "No." Well, why not? Because we already got a fiddler. What we need is a banjo, player. I says, "Okay, far out. I like banjos a lot, but we don't have a banjo." He says, "Yes, we do." And he went into the closet. Now, he had a closet that no one was allowed in there, because in there was just rack upon rack of old fiddles. And I basically, figured that that was all that was in there. Well, it wasn't, because way back in the back there, he had his old banjo. And, it's an old Monkey Ward's, model from right around, the turn of the century or so. And it is a sweetheart. I have learned on it, and my oldest boy, learned on it also. But well, he has his own banjo now, so. Now who's gonna shoe your pretty little foot, and who's gonna love your band? Who's gonna kiss them red ruby lips when I'm in the foreign land, my love, I'm in the foreign land. Now daddy gonna shoe them pretty little feet, mom gonna love that hand. Somebody else be kissing them lips when I'm in the foreign land, my love, I'm in the foreign land. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart will no longer be mine. Been born or died when I was young, and ever have seen your pretty little face, heard your lying tongue, my love, heard your lying tongue. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart will no longer be mine. That's an old one he taught me.
In the 1880s and 1890s, banjos had a radical change happen to them, as you may remember earlier. Up to then, we had banjos with no frets. But in the 1880s and 1890s, this maniac by the name of Samuel Swain Stewart said, I'm going to put frets on them. Hell with everybody. And he made some of the finest banjos ever made back then. He and a man I name of Fairbanks, and another man I name of Cole, were making banjos then that were just superlative. Once again, still with nylon strings, okay? But you can hear the crack now. Try a little Ragtime Annie here. I love it. Out of all of the banjos I own and play, I have some that are my absolute favorites. And, well, there's one model that, well, for banjo maniacs like me who aren't finger pickers, we have a tendency to say that these are the holy grail of banjos. These are the old Vega Whyte ladies. And they're named that because the wood on them is all blonde. They're blondes. Okay? But these things have a sound that is about the sweetest you've ever heard out of a banjo. Isn't that incredible? It's orgasmic if you're a banjo player, okay? You know, here's Ian over there going, oh my, this... Missed that. I have to do that again. I'll sing a little song and it ain't very long and it's all about a murder. Miss Johnson's dog ate my frog and it don't go no further. I like that one. It's easy to learn. But it is a murder ballad. I love murder ballads. They're great fun. But murder ballads, well, up in the hills, the murder ballad, it was rather like the modern American television soap opera, okay, full of sex and violence. But as opposed to the modern television soap opera, the sex was very much, you know, in the background. Of course, the violence was right up front, which is probably why they're named murder ballads and not something else. But this one here, I don't know if anybody remembers Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Okay. This is the Mary Hartman of the murder ballads. This is a real murder ballad. Okay. But in order to make it really comprehensible, I have added scholarly footnotes. How about that? Hey, I'll have you know that my albums are now on file with the Appalachian Folklore Collection at the University of East Tennessee. So help me. That's scared me to death when they asked me. My God, I'm a primary source. What do I do now? I could just see it now in 100 years, you know, somebody would be hearing that album and say, what the hell did he mean by that? Oh, Katie dear, go ask your father if you might be a bride of mine. He says yes, then come and tell me. He says no, we'll run away. Ain't that logical? That's the end of the logic in the song. So, I cannot go and ask my father. He's sleeping on his bed of rest, and by his side is a silver dagger, required in all the murder ballads, to kill the one I love the best. What do you do if her old man says no? Well, every little kid in the world knows the answer to that. Then, Katie dear, go ask your mother if you might be a bride of mine. She says yes, then come tell me. She says no, we'll run away. I cannot go and ask my mother. She's sleeping on her bed so fine, and by her side is, guess what, a silver dagger. 2 silver daggers in the song so far. Somebody's gonna get offed. And by her side is a silver dagger to kill the one true love of mine. Obviously here he has a major problem. Both of her parents hate his insides and would love a closer look with knives. So what is he going to do? Well, he has a number of options here. Well, he does. A, he can run away with her, like he said he would, but you know he ain't going to do that because it's a murder ballad and ain't nobody been offed yet. Or he could murder her parents, which he ain't going to do because that's a major social no-no up in the hills, you know. Gets you talked about, and besides, they've got knives. 3, he could murder her, but he ain't going to do that because it renders her pretty well useless afterwards, you know. She just lays there. It's like being married. And, or 4, he reaches in his overalls and he hauls out a silver dagger. A clean-minded audience, God love you. Then he took out a silver dagger, pierced it through his manly chest, singing goodbye, Mom, goodbye, Papa. I'll die for the one I love the best. Ah! Flop, there he is. Laid out there. Big old little silver dagger in him, you know, blood everywhere. Oh, Katie dear. That's a weird name, you know, oh, Katie dear. Guess what the name of the song is? No, it has silver dagger. I don't know why. But anyway, oh, Katie dear's hovering over him in her long white negligee. Now, she's a very fashion-conscious lady. And we learn from watching the monster movies that ladies always wear long white negligees in moments of extreme emotional upset. So when she saw what he was about to do, she ran in the house and she changed clothes real fast because she is very conscious. So, you know, she's hovering over him. Oh dear, oh my. Now, she is the only character in this song that doesn't have her own silver dagger. I find that extremely significant because obviously her parents won't allow her to have anything sharp. So she has to use his. She hauls it out the body, wipes it off on her negligee so she don't catch anything off the blade, and proceeds to carve herself up on the spot. Then she picked up the bloody weapon, pierced it through her lily white breast about 8 times, singing goodbye mom, goodbye papa, I'll die for the one I love the best. Eek! Flop, there she is. We've had our murders. The song's over. However, there's always a however in everything. Have you ever noticed that? However, we learned back in the 1960s that no folk song is a real folk song without audience participation. Therefore, let's all take out our silver daggers, pierce them through our lily white breast, singing goodbye mama, goodbye papa, I'll die for the one I love the best. Now that's funny here, but up in the hills, if I were to sing that verse, we'd lose half the audience. I mean, Come and dance to your daddy, my little boy. Come and dance to your daddy, my little boy. Dance to your daddy, my little boy. Gonna play a little tune called Soldier's Joy. Dance all night, fiddle all day. Dance all night, gonna fiddle all day. Dance all night, fiddle all day. That's a soldier's joy, they say. Grasshopper sitting on a sweet tater vine. Grasshopper sitting on a sweet tater vine. Grasshopper sitting on a sweet tater vine. And along come a chicken and he says he's mine. Dance all night, fiddle all day. Dance all night, gonna fiddle all day. Dance all night, fiddle all day. That's a soldier's joy, they say. Dance all night, fiddle all day. Dance all night, gonna fiddle all day. Dance all night, fiddle all day. That's a soldier's joy, they say.